Jesus Christ, you people suck.
Wow.
Wolverine on it.
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady.
But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
Alright, it's time! Another week, N4G Radio. This is episode 693 for March 28th, 2022. Last show of March. Maybe spring really happens. Who knows? It snowed for me this weekend. Fuck you.
It snowed here too.
Yeah. Fucking first day of spring already happened, and it's snowing. I don't like you at all. Wasn't that bad, though. It's fine. But it's just me and Anthony this week, so what's up?
I'm eating chips.
Chip? What kind of chips?
Canadian ass chips.
Canadian
Miss
ass.
Vicky's sweet and spicy ketchup flavored.
I mean, that sounds pretty tasty. I don't know why that
Dude,
is.
they're fucking... Well, because do you get ketchup chips down there?
Oh, Lay's will do them every now and then, but
Yeah, see, we always have them, and Lay's and Miss Vicky's are the same company.
yeah, every now and
But,
then Lay's will put out the ketchup and the pickle chips and a couple other flavors, but it's not a regular
Oh,
thing.
hold on. Dill pickle's not a thing in the States either?
Not a regular thing. Lay's.
What?
Yeah, Lay's.
I knew the ketchup thing. I did not know the dill pickle one.
Yeah, it's like Lay's does. It's kind of like the McRib or the
What?
taco fries or whatever.
So then now I need to know what's like the main flavors of chips down there? Barbecue, salt and vinegar.
Yeah, the
Sour cream
cheddar,
and onion.
cheddar and sour cream is another one.
Okay, that one's not as popular up here, but
Yeah, you kind of nailed the
now
big
has a
ones.
presence.
Barbecue. There's multiple flavors of barbecue.
yeah. So there's from Lay's. There's like usually a barbecue and then classic barbecue.
Yeah, we got honey barbecue, mesquite
Oh wow.
barbecue, like a lot of barbecue.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Cheddar and sour cream is really good though. Sour cream and onion always good. I mean, those are the pretty then we got all the Doritos, of course. We don't have,
Yeah.
6 billion different kinds of Doritos.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Like what? There's spicy, sometimes zesty up here. Jalapeno and cheddar. Cool Ranch, regular. I think I've named them all, right?
Doritos? No.
Yeah.
There's also taco flavored we have down here.
We don't have that.
Those are pretty good, actually. I like the taco
That sounds
flavored.
good.
That might be it. For the
Fuck,
Dorito
man.
flavors. I
It's
think.
so weird just knowing that there's like a border and they go, eh. The audience definitely doesn't have any carryover there. It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever.
Chips.
Also, shout out to the American chips, Uncle Ray's. They have the best spicy chips. Oh,
I don't think I've ever
Just-
had Uncle Ray's.
they're apparently from Detroit.
Oh, that's probably why I've
Um,
never had them. I've never stopped in Detroit. I usually just
No. Like
through
they
it.
sell them all around. Yeah, you can only get them like up here at like a few different places. But yeah, the spicy flavor of Uncle Ray's is probably the perfect because there's actually a flavor to it. Normally, like if you get spicy, it's like either going to be a barbecue or it's just going to be hot, which isn't good at all. Or hot and cheesy, and that's hit or miss usually. This stuff is so bloody good. They're a cheaper chip too. Like they're like not as expensive. I don't think you get as much, but they're like really not that expensive at all. And like every one of the bags has like a different part of the Uncle Ray's story because it was actually a person.
That
not
sounds.
just fake
Yeah,
bullshit.
I get that.
So
Uncle Ray's
Yeah.
sounds like a barbecue joint. It just does.
yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
I could eat, barbecue ribs from a place called Uncle Ray's.
You know he puts a lot of sauce on.
Absolutely. He's got his own
Oh.
sauce bottles. So.
Oh, yeah. But they're not for sale, though, because he's an asshole.
Yeah, no, they won't. It's like, you gotta get Billy Mitchell. You have to buy his hot sauce.
Like, fuck Billy Mitchell and this shitty fucking hot sauce. Fuck you, Billy Mitchell. Hey, Billy, fuck you. You and James Cameron can fuck her out.
I don't think James Cameron replied to you, so I think we're in the
No,
clear.
but I need to check if I'm blocked. I am not. That's a shame. James Cameron.
That was funny, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I remember how we jumped on that after the show, but yeah. Alright, anyway, sorry, video games.
Yeah, those are the things that are happening right now.
I don't give a shit. Let's talk about food.
I was trying to think of... Man, you're making me hungry already. I have not eaten yet.
I mean, literally a handful of chips was all I've eaten today.
I had a couple Fritos and a Reese cup since I woke up, and I've been up for
I hate that you called it a Reese cup.
I've been up for 3 hours.
Okay, not much different than me. But we're doing good.
I feel fine. Actually, this is the first time I
I'm
feel like after the show I might take a nap because I'm like, I didn't feel like I got enough
It's
sleep
that weather,
last
man.
night. It
It's
is.
the weather.
Like, it was nice and warm and springy, and then the last few days it's been frickin' cold.
Swift kick to the nuts. Life telling you not to get your goddamn hopes up ever again. Yeah.
I know, but see, for me it was like, okay, it's getting warm, the grass is going to grow, I'm going to have to start mowing the grass, and then there was fucking snow, and I'm like, okay, well, I got a little relief, but also miserable.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking hungry now. I want to talk about video games, because I don't want to think about food, because then I'm going to need to eat.
Well, I have bad news for you. I guess I'll go. Yeah, I've been playing more of Tunic and more of Young Souls. Hey,
I never went back
last week.
I never went back to Tunic, so I still don't know what happens after.
Finished both of the bosses, or finished the boss and rang both the bells.
Okay, so you haven't even started getting the keys yet.
Yeah, I was on my way to the first one, and I said to myself, "This is really fun. I have to stop playing this now before this just becomes my life." So yeah, because I want to get more of Young Souls done so I can write a review. The other game's about eating stuff. I mean, come on, it's Kirby.
Yeah, I played a little bit of the Kirby.
I've played a lot of Kirby.
I've only played through the first.
I've got 2 areas done.
Okay, I'm still in the first area. I did the tutorial level, and then I did the first 2 levels 100%.
And when I say I'm done 2 areas, I mean I've 100% in 2 areas. Yeah. I need more Nintendo games to do this sort of aesthetic. It was my favorite part of one of my favorite levels of Super Mario Odyssey was that forest.
Really?
Mechanical stage? Oh, yeah.
That's probably my least favorite stage, which is weird.
I'll tell you the reason why it's one of my favorites. It is, like, I remember discovering stuff after I finished that game. Like, there's a lower area that you fall into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't even know about that. I literally did not know about that. I was like, I don't know, and I love the music in that stage, and, like, just the way everything looked. Like, don't get me wrong. That's one of many stages I really loved. My least favorite probably being the Bowser Kingdom. It was neat going through, but it's very linear. So like Kirby, it's like that aesthetic throughout the whole game. Like, the first area is your grasslands area, but you're clearly going through like abandoned shopping malls and cities and stuff. And the second area is on the water, so it kind of all has like a factory feeling to it. And
it's a weird like combination of dreary, sad, macabre levels with just the cheeriest fucking characters.
I don't even know if it's macabre is the right word.
I don't know. It just feels
reminds
like a
me-
dead world.
It feels like I'm going through Near. It's Kirby's Near.
I need
because,
some fucking. Well, not just that, but I need like some diaries of like characters that lived there before that I can collect that are like
there's,
super
like-
fucking depressing.
yeah, well, there's like small spots, like one like I don't want to spoil everything, but like one level you suck up like lockers, and the whole thing is that like in mouthful mode you just tilt the lockers over, and you go into like different rooms in this like mall, and I don't know, it was just like this really weird thing where it's like you got some of like this weird like, oh yeah, this would have been a shopping mall at some point. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely on the harder side of Kirby games, which is kind of surprising.
That's still not hard.
Okay, so it's
I mean,
not
I'm
hard
still
through
early,
the main
but,
levels.
yeah.
But you do go into these side areas. So one of the gimmicks of this Kirby game is you can power up the power-ups. So as you get more Waddle Dees, a shop opens up, and that Waddle Dee will get take blueprints from you, and then he will build the power-up, and then you just have to pay for it. And then that way, say like, what's the first ability you get? The bomb?
I haven't got any abilities yet. Oh, you mean like
Okay,
what you swallow the characters?
Yeah.
No, it was the sword.
So the sword. So yeah, like I have not got the upgrade for the sword yet. I did get the one for the boomerang. And the boomerang upgrade allows you to throw 2 boomerangs.
So how do you get upgrades? Because I haven't got any upgrades.
So that is one that you will get once you have enough Waddle Dees that the weapon shop opens up.
Oh, that's right, the overworld, which it didn't even show me until I quit and loaded back in.
Yeah. So he will open up a shop. You bring him the blueprints. He actually gives you 2 right off the bat. But to upgrade, you need enough of the coins and these like stars. And the stars are earned through doing these like time trials. And every time trial is a different power. And some of them are hidden. Some of them open up after you finish levels. The ones that you finish the ones that open up after you finish a level are like standard powers, but it's a obstacle/time trial course, and you get the star just for finishing, and then there's like a time limit that gives you like bonus 50 coins. And I'm trying to I've check marked all of those off too. But you need that star. You need a certain amount of stars to power up the abilities as well. So you have to do those if you want to power the abilities up. I think he gives you the fire and the boomerang first. Anyways, and you eventually get some of those blueprints from finding them in levels or finishing certain levels. Yeah, like it's getting those time trials down that's been the hardest part for me. Like, and a couple of the boss fights. So what I really like about this setup is that they sort of tell you, like, they give you different missions for every level. There's multiple hidden Waddle Dees. There's the 3 at the end of the course. And then there's 3 other things in every level.
Usually pertaining to what you do in that level, like
yeah,
light the lanterns or something.
Yeah, and what I like about it is that if you do it naturally through the course of gameplay, you unlock it. If you don't finish the level and have them all, it flips the first panel around. In line.
Kind of like Mario 64 stars.
Yeah, sort of like that. And so, with the boss fights, there are no hidden Waddle Dees, so it's like 4 extra tasks for every boss fight. And like the first one, you get one for slipping through his legs. You get one for beating him with the sword. You get him, and for every boss battle, there's a time limit one and a take no damage boss fight, Waddle Dee that you can unlock. And, like, I love that. I love that fact that, like, it challenges me to play differently, in some cases. It allows me to go into these boss battles and, like, perfect them. Like, I'm really enjoying the setup of this Kirby game. And I liked Robobot, but I had zero interest in the other Star Allies. I did not like Triple Deluxe on the 3DS. You know, Kirby games are hit and miss for me. And so, like, to play this game, and, like, the music's so good, and it's pretty looking, and, like, I just want more of this type of thing from Nintendo. Like, take your characters and just do weird stuff with them. Like, yes, this plays like Kirby, but the mouthful mode stuff is so bizarre.
Yeah.
So you've done the car.
I've done the car, I've done...
Can I just say the intro song, with like the intro where the radio came on, he was bouncing along while he's stuck to the car that shows you the car driving?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, I saw somebody describe it perfectly as like,
It's fucking body horror.
Perfect Strangers theme song.
Yes! So we're not all, like, crazy, because I literally heard that part, like the...
Yeah. I was waiting for Balky Bartakamos to show up.
That literally plays in the Waddle Dee village. Like, that's the main theme of this song. And it's like, yeah, I thought it was Perfect Strangers, but I just like the song in general as Kirby's wrapped around a car.
Hell yeah.
It's like supposed to be cute, but the whole time I'm just like, oh god.
That's uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you seen some of the other power-ups?
Like, how do you mean? Like the mouthful mode?
Or the mouthful modes, yeah.
I did the stairs last night. That freaked me out a little bit.
There's, you can take the top of the water tanks, too. You have to rotate the water tank
off.
Yeah,
to unlock something, yeah.
Yeah, I won't
Spin
spoil
around.
one, but there's one where I was like, oh, I guess the power is going to be rolling, and it wasn't. And when it happened, I was like, okay, alright.
Oh no, this game
sucks
just...
up a letter for a sign. Like one of those big light up letters. He sucks one of those up.
Uh-huh.
the power you get from doing that is like, it makes sense, but it was just one of those, oh god.
I feel like this game was made by people in a room who were very, very high on mushrooms.
I would not be surprised. It is so wonderfully weird.
I'll tell you this. I will tell you this. If the camera wasn't so good, it would commit the ultimate sin for me because you cannot invert the camera.
Oh.
But I don't
well,
need
the
to.
camera doesn't need to be moved too often.
Yeah, so like the fact that I don't need to move it and that it's so well done is the saving grace. Because if I could,
I usually find the only thing I need to do is move kind of left and right, like look left and right a bit.
Yeah, and those are fine for me. Like I didn't need to invert those, but you can't invert those either. So if somebody is uncomfortable with that setup, that still kind of sucks.
I haven't found a good use for them. I've just been like, oh, I wonder if something's over there. No. Alright.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that walks the barriers of the levels because the camera's kind of static in some areas. Like, is there a secret over here? Is there something I'm missing?
Yeah. I'm, like, really surprised I'm not surprised how good it is. I'm just surprised with, like, how far the concept goes. And this kind of, like, how much stuff there is. So there's like, I've unlocked a mini game back in the village. You collect little statues like you do in Smash Brothers way back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yay! You know, like awesome. I love that.
I mean, it's cool, but so far they've been a little uninspired for me.
I mean, the statues are clearly not as cool as here's a bunch of Nintendo history, but
yeah, it's all Kirby stuff and stuff in this game. Although
I mean, Shenmue 3 is all Shenmue stuff. So
yeah, but Shenmue sucks, so I don't even care about those. But I did like the Tortoron one, the big turtle with the fucking concrete back.
Yeah, like there's just some really neat neat shit in this game. Like I'm so they have their own version of Mystery Gift, like Pokemon's Mystery Gift, where you put in codes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know when or where they'll release more of those, but some of them are hidden in the fucking game.
That's funny.
And you put them in, and it checks online, and it gives you like extra coins so far. Yeah.
Huh. This also supports amiibos I saw, but I don't even know where the fuck.
Yeah, I
are.
looked up the support for it. It's not. It's more coins and stuff, and some power ups. Nothing like I'd go. I have all the Kirby amiibos. I have not taken them out of the cabinet yet.
I don't think I've used an amiibo since Breath of the Wild to get Epic.
I used them on Metroid.
I didn't use them on Metroid.
I fucking give me all those tanks, refill my health. Fuck this game. So tired of it. Not that I ended up having using it on the final boss, because you can only use them once a day. So. Yeah.
Oh, you remember when they added the new difficulty modes? I went back to mess around with that. You have to start a new game.
Yeah, I know.
That's fucked up. Like any game that makes you start a new game for a difficulty change is.
I can understand making you start a new game if you want to increase difficulty.
Sure, if you want to do like the one-hit kill mode, yeah. Yeah,
I never understand it going down. Not that it matters with this as much because there's no achievement, but...
Yeah, there's nothing you gain from dropping the difficulty in this game. Like, I don't understand it.
Kirby gives you, on the harder, or crazy mode is what they call it. On crazy mode, or fuck it, I don't remember if it's actually crazy mode, whatever it is, you get like 10 extra coins for finishing a stage. That's the only benefit that you get for playing the harder version.
Yeah, that's not really a benefit.
I mean,
so
I don't want to play on the dumb easy mode. You know what I mean? Like, if this is the hard mode, it's perfect. I don't need this to be any easier.
Yeah, I found that weird that they only give you two modes, and one of them sounds like this is too hard, and the other one sounds like, well, this is too easy.
Yeah.
Like, where's the normal mode? It's just...
Kirby's not normal.
I know Kirby's not normal, but, you know, that kind of makes people feel weird when they play it. They're like, well, I don't want to play on hard.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's a mode you unlock or something.
Well, that seems stupid. Why would you unlock the normal mode after beating it?
I don't know, man.
Nintendo's going to fucking Nintendo and whatever. Nobody cares. Kirb's going to do what Kirb's going to do.
Kirby's fantastic. Everybody should play it.
Yeah. It's I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, I'm still in the first world because I was busy finishing another game and playing another game. So.
All right. Well, you can talk about those games because it's just me and you. So.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you about the indie games first, then I'll tell you about the big games I played. Taco Bon. I played that. That is a game where you are a panda and you're moving blocks, and that's pretty much all you do. And you just...
Well, it's Sokobon with...
Yeah, I'm with pandas. Yeah. You can play co-op. Thunder Kid, The Hunt for the Robot Emperor, reminded me a lot of like a 3D load runner, or you're basically like from behind the camera going down these corridors, jumping on blocks and killing enemies, but it's got like this real... I don't know how to describe it. Like Lode Runner was the closest thing I could come to. Like you're just literally moving forward.
What is this called?
Thunder Kid Hunt for the Robot Emperor. But yeah, it's basically just like a behind the camera, move forward, turn left and right, jump up and down.
Yeah, this is from... Oh god, what's the name of that company again? They did the beat 'em up you didn't like.
East Asia Soft is
No.
the publisher. Who's the developer?
Developers Renegade Sector.
Okay.
And they did it's the beat 'em up, Breakneck City.
Yeah, I didn't like that game.
Yeah.
I don't think this game's great either. You know.
Yeah, I see what you mean though. Yeah, Lode Runner, 3D World Runner.
Yeah, those kind of weird. Yeah. I don't. They're a thing. If you've played one of them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's hard to describe. I booted up a game called Diesel Punk Wars, and it reminded me of like a PC version of Nuts and Bolts, where you're just like building these outlandish vehicles, and there's like 6 billion options on the screen, and I was like, you know what? I noped right out of that one. I'm like, that's not for me. Bouncy Boy in Puzzle Land is another, jumping on blocks, and some of the blocks will do different things, and the objective is to get from point A to point B. Nothing really, magical there. Devastator is the most blatant copy of Geometry Wars I've ever seen in my life, but it is good, so I will give it a little
More
pass.
so than hashtag fun time.
Oh yeah, this game I thought I was playing Geometry Wars. Like, it looks so much like Geometry Wars. It's crazy. What's funny is, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Well, there's a game called Richie's Nightmare, which is, this game feels like budget Limbo. Like, the character's even all black with white eyes, and the world is all black, and it just...
Richie's Nightmare?
Richie's Nightmares.
Nightmares.
Yeah. Like, this game is straight up Limbo.
Is it Richie with like a T?
No, it's RICHY S. Nightmares. Richie's Nightmares.
Okay, that'd be why I couldn't find it. Oh my god.
Dude, it's Limbo, but it does not play as nearly as good as Limbo.
Dude, God, it's so wow.
Yeah, that's Limbo.
Wow.
Yeah. So I played through like 20 minutes of it. I was like, wow, this is just a blatant, cheap ripoff of Limbo. No, thank you. Oh, according to the internet as well, I just Googled it myself, there is a way to get the Platinum Trophy in 3 minutes. So cool, it's one of those. You can go get you a bunch of achievements or trophies or whatever the fuck. The Pizza Boy Who Saved the World is a full motion choice game. That's what it is. It is not very good. And I booted up a game called A Place for the Unwilling, and I noped right out of that. That was one of those isometric strategy games, I think. I gotta remember this one. Yeah, like isometric choice, like click on things, have conversations. The characters are goofy looking, look like Mr. Potato Heads. Yeah, no, I'm good. Alright, so those were the little games I played this week. So I played Kirby. I like Kirby. Don't need to talk much more about Kirby. I did finish Ghostwire Tokyo. I completed that game. I decided to mainline the rest of it because that game was quickly becoming a checkbox game where I had this big list of things that I needed to do on the world map, and it wanted me to go do them, and a lot of them were fairly similar. There's a lot of things to collect, and side missions, and talismans, and prayer beads, and Jinzo statues, and just so much side content that, it will let you upgrade things, and like, instead of towers to climb, there are, like things to cleanse to unlock the map, and it's just like, oh man, I don't understand why this interesting game is wrapped in this not so interesting, old Assassin's Creed formula. Like, I just didn't understand it. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna mainline, go through the story, finish this up, see how the story ends, and I gotta say, that game starts off really, like, pacing itself nicely and taking you through the story, and then once you hit Chapter 4, holy shit, it's like, let's hurry up and let's get the fuck out of here, because this game needs to end. So, like, just, I guess kind of just as an example, there's, like, the main enemy, and then he's got, like, 3 people with him. And you kind of think, as I'm playing through this game, I'm going to have to fight each one of them, as, like, a boss fight. So you build up to the first one. The first one's really involved. It's got its own stage. It's got its own mechanics. You're like, this is cool. You fight the other 3 in the span of like 20 minutes, and they're not even all that interesting. Like, it really feels like this team ran out of time, ran out of money or something, and was just like, you know what, this game has got to end. I literally spent 7 hours in chapters 1, 2, and 3, and 1 hour in chapters 4, 5, and 6.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, it just was like, all right, we done. We are done. We're going to end this game.
All right, it's pretty much time to wrap this shit up.
Yeah, it was like, all right, well, there's still a whole lot to talk about, but we're gonna condense it into like Cliff Notes version. So, I did still enjoy it. I did enjoy the ending. I enjoyed. What makes me sad is like one of the bosses of those 3 characters is super interesting, but that boss fight literally took me like 5 minutes. It was like not interesting mechanically at all, but visually it was extremely interesting. But no, I enjoyed that game. I think it's really good. It makes me sad that you have to have a PlayStation 5 or a pretty beefy PC to play it. Like, it's not available to play on anything else.
Yep, sure. I'm not playing it.
Yeah. Also, it's got some really weird graphical issues for a game that has 6 graphics modes.
Oh.
So it has 6 graphics modes, and if your TV is 120 hertz and you tell the PlayStation, yeah, give me 120 hertz, it just defaults to 120. Like, you can't turn that off. So in order to get it to run at a stable 60, because it does not run at a stable 120. No fucking way. I had to turn off the 120 hertz in my PlayStation, like at the hardware level. So,
that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, so that I could just make the game run at 60 frames a second. And it's just...
Jesus, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, the game feels like a mess.
What a weird thing, yeah.
But I still liked it. I still enjoyed the game, so... I think it's one of those games that next year when it hits Game Pass, you should check it out, because I think it's a cool game. But my question is will it actually be on Xbox One?
Probably not.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't, would it? Because it was only for PS5. Weird.
Yeah, I'm going to take a wild guess and say no, but hey, if it is, you'll find out from me whether or not it runs okay.
Maybe you can play it via cloud gaming next year or something. I don't know.
Oh, joy.
Hey, if it's the one way you could play it, you know. If you don't want to buy a new console. I don't know. Maybe you'll have a Series S by then or a Series X. I don't know.
Honestly, like, I don't know. Like, I haven't even seen any in stores still, so it's like, I don't know when that'll happen, if it'll happen, type of thing. So it's like, whatever. I have so much to play that's old.
It's not like you
know?
need it. The only benefit of buying a Series X is like it's not like you have to buy it to play a lot of new games. It just makes all your old games run better.
And I'm not like going, it's not running good enough, so.
That's because you haven't seen it running on the new machines.
Oh, then it makes it really easy not to want to buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
Because if
what I
you
mean?
had seen it, you'd be like, oh, I kind of need this. Because I've tried to go back and play like some 30 frames per second or games that aren't running quite locked anything. It can be rough sometimes. That's for sure. And then what was the last game? Tiny Tina. Yeah, I played Tiny Tina.
So how's that Borderlands experience?
I mean, that is straight fucking Borderlands. I can't get over, like, I do like the wrapper around it, like the fact that the game is Tiny Tina hosting a D&D session with like a bunch of characters and like she's making the stuff in the game happen as you're playing it. Like, I like that part of it.
I played that, years ago when it was the Borderlands 2 DLC. Like, it's just like, that's where I'm like, I don't know, like, it was fun for that.
That's my big concern is like, I'm wondering how long I'm going to go before I burn out of this. Because it is very much Borderlands. It's got the same inventory system, the same level up trees, the same, like combat to where you get the gun and the gun is useless 2 seconds later. And
yeah, and that's been my issue with Borderlands for a while. So the first Borderlands, you could get a white weapon, later on, and it would be better than the blue weapon from the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And that became not the case in Borderlands 2. They fucked it up and were like, well, you know, the legendary weapons are the only thing that's good. And it's like, well, I understand the logic of that, but like now there's only so many legendary weapons. Everybody's working off the same basis of weapons, and it's like you should be able to find a white weapon later on that is better than your earlier legendary weapon, and then you're just farming the same bosses. And I'm like, that's
the problem.
That's not where the joy came from this.
So my problem with these games is that like there are so many weapons laying around that I get. Like I'm like, why don't I pick that up? It's because it's probably not any good.
Because it's white, and like that's the thing, right? Like it's a white weapon, so it's not going to be as good as a green weapon, which isn't going to be as good as a blue weapon, which isn't going to be as good as a purple weapon, and purple weapons are useless in comparison to legendaries.
But there are some guns that I just don't enjoy using.
Yeah,
but even though they'll tell me
they don't do enough damage, right? So
yeah,
it's
they'll
like,
tell me
you're...
like this is a better gun, like statistically. But I'm like, but I don't like shooting this
slag
gun.
Throwers or whatever they were from the second game were just not good.
Yeah, and
the ones that
picking up
lob
the weapons
like
don't give me enough information. Like I need to shoot it to know if I want it, and then the problem is then I've got to go manage all this inventory of shit that I don't want, and that becomes part of the game as you get further into it. And I'm like, you know, like the shooting and I like the magic in this one. Like instead of equipping
a grenade.
Yeah, instead of equipping a grenade, you equip magic. So I started off with
literally just the Tiny Tinas as a full game then, because that was the thing that you could get. You get magic missile.
Yeah, you get
grenade.
Different stuff in this one. So like I started with a wand, and then I have this big rock that I drop from the sky that explodes, and
okay.
I mean, it's cool.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's cool. There's an overworld map where you can like walk around and you're like this big head version of yourself, and you can go into dungeons on the overworld map and collect like D20 dice and stuff. And
I don't know. I fell out of love with Borderlands 3. I realized, I don't really care for this anymore.
Yeah,
I was really excited for 3, and then I played 3 and was like, yeah, actually, I don't know if I like this anymore.
Yeah,
I played just the intro sequence and went, fuck this.
I played a bunch of Borderlands 3, and if you remember, that game had a shit ton of problems on the new console.
Xbox.
Yeah, on
Xbox.
Time. And like it was locking up, but like even after they fixed it and I'd go back and play it, I'm like, I don't know that I care. Like it's weird.
Yeah, and that's an awful feeling, because I really liked... I even played the pre-sequel. Pre-sequel's pretty good.
I don't know. I didn't like the pre-sequel. I liked the first game. I liked the second game.
The pre-sequel had some interesting concepts. I was like, oh, okay. So, like, there's places where this series can go still. And then, like, didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Went back to fucking Pandora. Hey, guys, that you said that there was more vaults out there. Like...
I don't know. That series has been, like... It's good, but I think I'm just done with the formula.
I'm also done with the sense of humor.
Yeah, I do like this one a little better, because I a lot of people don't like Tiny Tina, but I actually did enjoy her character. So, like,
yeah, she's fine.
That's a little better.
I just... Everybody. Get it? Everybody's weird. Like, the first game, most people are, like, weird, but, like, creepy weird. Like, TK Baha, who was, like, the blind guy.
Yeah, there's too many characters
met up with. He gave you a shotgun that did the TK's wave, and the when you shot it, it would shoot out like a straight line. But the bullets would sway up and down like it was a wave coming in. Yeah, I think you find him dangling from a fucking fan later on in the game. It was like this really grim, like, but there was some comedy, like Scooter, who, R.I.P. Was the best character in this game series, and they killed him off.
Yeah, it's a weird game. It
my name's Scooter. I'm named after my sister.
Reminds me of the Lego games where like it's a good formula, but God bless
much of a good thing.
It's just been consistently the same thing for. God, when was the first Borderlands released? I gotta look at
2006.
Release date 2009.
Oh, wow, okay. So I was far off, but yeah.
13 years, and was this now 5 games? And they're all kind of the same thing. So, yeah. I don't know. It's a good game. Also, it's got a really shitty upgrade system, so not mechanically in the game, but like if you buy it on the old systems, it's $60. If you buy it on the new ones, it's $70. And if you buy it digitally on Xbox, there's no upgrade path. So
what?
If you buy the Xbox One version, you can't upgrade to the Xbox Series X version for like $10. You just have to buy the Series X SKU.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, but if you buy the disc, I think you can upgrade. I don't know. This is dumb. It's $70, and I don't think it's worth $70.
Yeah, you can find any Borderlands game for probably $10, maybe $20 with all the DLC.
And you'll
on
get
sale
what you need.
All the time, and it's the exact same thing.
I think that Tiny Tina they released as a standalone too, and I think it's been on sale for like $5. In fact, it was on PlayStation Plus last month too.
A Tiny Tina is literally just the Borderlands 2 section cut out from the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was a DLC pack.
Yeah.
But you can buy it separate now, and I think it was even on PlayStation Plus last month, so...
I think so, yes.
You probably get what you need out of that. I'm gonna be real. And what's weird is, like, Borderlands is one of those games that, like, so many people love, and, like, just rant and
I don't know,
rave
do
about
they
it.
love it the same anymore? I feel like I don't hear people talk about it.
Well, I saw
much
it
as-
trending on Twitter, and I clicked on it just to see, like, if people were positive on it, and a lot of people are. So,
Well. Okay.
hey, if you love the game, that's fine. I don't...
I swear I don't hear... I remember hearing everybody talk about Borderlands, and I don't hear anybody.
Well, I don't think it's in the zeitgeist of, like, people who play a lot of games. Like, we all really liked Borderlands when it came out. I was like, this is a really cool concept. It plays good. But now we've kind of fallen off of it. But the people who get really into it, like the people who are into Mass Effect, but all they do is draw, like, you know, pictures of the characters and write fan fiction because they love the characters so much. I think that's where Borderlands is at now. Like, it has this kind of almost cult following of people who just love it so much.
Okay.
So, I don't know. As a video game, it ain't worth $70 to me. You know.
I mean, yeah, it ain't. It's just, fuck. That's absurd. Because, like, I know no one likes to hear me say, "Oh, but in Canada, like, that's a lot of money in Canada for another Borderlands game."
Yeah, it totally
When
is.
the last one I bought, I think it was $90 for the DLC version, or $100 for the DLC version altogether. Like,
And I've never even finished the main game, so I've never touched any of the
Borderlands
DLC.
3?
Yeah, Borderlands 3.
yeah, me neither. I think I played the first area and went, I'm fucking done with this.
And what's funny is they've released a second season pass for Borderlands 3, didn't they, with more DLC?
Yeah, because that's what that game needed. More shit.
More shit that I will never play.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's a lot of what I played. I'm going to play a little more Tiny Tina, but I think I might... I don't know. I got a strong feeling I'm going to fall way off of that game. So, and that's it. I did get into that Evil Dead beta and tried to boot it up, but it committed the criminal sin of not having an inverted.
It's
a beta, so whatever.
It's a 3-on-1, you know.
Yeah, and I was going to get into the beta because I guess it has like a story mode too, and I was going to see if that was there, but it's grayed out, so I'm like, okay. No inversion, no story mode. I'm just going to delete it. So, all right. Let's see what's coming out this week. We're going to hit April this week. So, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5. We got Lost Judgment, the Kaito files, or the Kaito files. Sorry. I'm guessing that's the first DLC for Lost Judgment. Crusader Kings, the console edition. Agent Intercept. Katie in Meow Meow Land, Flat Kingdom Papers Cut Edition, and MLB The Show 22 MVP Edition, so that's the early access. Also, I saw this week that, do you remember when Forza Horizon 5 came out, and it's coming to Game Pass, obviously, but you know how like there was an early version of the game?
Yeah.
So MLB's doing the same thing that they did with Forza, where if you have Game Pass, you can pay like $20 or something to get the early version to play it early. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, get your money. I'm not that seems like a fair trade if you want to play it early.
Yeah.
Some people, this is what they wait for. If you're paying for Game Pass for it, an extra $20 to play it early, that's not bad. Especially if it gives you a leg up on the competition just by having more time with it, which I'm never going to be upset about because people buy games at different times.
Yeah, absolutely. PlayStation 5 is a lot of the same stuff, but also, I guess this is coming to Xbox too, but Ikai, which is a, like, Asian horror game. I haven't seen much about it, but there's also a Chinese horror game coming out this week on the PlayStation 5 called In Nightmare. I know Terrence has been playing that, and he speaks very highly of it. It's coming from the same publishing house that did Fist, the robot arm.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Robot rabbit.
The rabbit with the robot arm, Metroidvania. Yeah. So it's coming from the same publishing house that did that.
Ikai looks creepy.
Yeah, Ikai does look creepy. I can't tell what it is. I can't tell what it is. Is it like a walking simulator?
I don't know, man. I just see a bunch of hands coming out of walls.
Yeah, it's got that creepy kind of like the rain.
I want to say that hands coming out of walls are either like a really good time or a really bad time.
Have you seen the Elden Ring finger spider?
My father took great pleasure in showing me that.
That might be the most disturbing enemy I've ever seen in a video game. Especially when you see it move.
Yeah. A lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to say that the creepiest enemy in any video game, or the most disturbing one, is still the gaping dragon from Dark Souls. Where it comes up and you're like, oh, it's a dragon, and then the fucking thing folds back and it's like all mouth, and you go, oh.
I don't know, that thing you sent us a couple months ago, the thing that chases you through the vents. Do you remember that? Yeah.
Oh my god, Poppy from Poppy's Playtime, the way it moves.
Yeah, the way it moves is disturbing.
No, oh god, I forgot about it. Yeah, oh god.
That thing still gives me a little bit of nightmare.
Yeah, the way it moves is because it ducks under, like, it actually leans over to get in. Like, but then it also, the way it moves, it's actually grabbing in and pulling itself along through oh yeah, no, fuck that noise.
Yeah, that thing still gives me, like, the finger spider was the next thing that was just, oof. The
frogs from, I think, Dark Souls 2 are gross.
Dark Souls, like, the face
comes out. But the thing that actually made me more uncomfortable in Elden Ring was I watched my friend Brad play Elden Ring, and the statue things, the weird cat statues with the like little scepter or whatever, they cast magic. They kind of just float up into the air and then slam down.
That was a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is creepy. Like I'll
tell you the reason why that bothered me.
It shoots fire and shit too.
The way sometimes it stands up and it walks.
Yeah.
And it walks in a way where it looks unnatural. And the way it walks is so unnatural that it's like, oh, this seems like it's an actual monster. Uh-huh. Like, there's something about it that triggered a weird response in me going, oh, that bothers me on a level.
Just think that, like, From Software is so good at creating this kind of stuff, and there's so much of it in Elden Ring, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but, like, unfortunately, there's no other reason to play Elden Ring other than the difficulty.
Yep, that's the only reason to play it. Also, Shattered, Tale of the Forgotten King, Tropico 6, Next Gen Edition, and Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. That's your Next Gen games for the week. Let's pop over to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. A lot of the same stuff, but we also have Real Heroes Firefighter HD. I think that's a remake or a remaster or something.
Yeah.
Weird West is out this week. A lot of people not talking about this game might want to.
It looks great.
Yeah, might want to pay attention. It's also in Game Pass.
I've heard it's sort of like oh god, what's it called? Immersive sim, as some people put that.
It's made by the
term.
guy that did Prey.
Yeah, so very much that.
Yeah, and
Your
we're not talking about
choices.
the vagina door Prey. We're talking about the new Prey. Bet you forgot
Vagina
about
door
the...
prey. No, it's an asshole.
You're right.
It's asshole doors.
Asshole doors. Sorry.
Asshole doors where you tickle it. No, sorry. You know what? You're right. It is the vagina doors. Asshole doors, also from the same sort of team, is the Duke Nukem Forever doors. Sorry, I had those two confused because they're both gross.
Yeah, they are both gross.
Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever has the asshole doors where he tickles it to open.
And he makes a comment
sorry.
about it. That's right.
Yeah, Gucci or something like that. Fucking, you see his finger wag. You're like, oh.
Whisper Trip is another game coming out for Xbox this week. PlayStation 4. Anything different? A lot of the same stuff. Wonder Momo from Arcade Archives.
I actually don't recognize that arcade game at all.
I don't know what Wonder Momo is. The sequel to Moss.
I wonder what Momo is.
Wonder what Momo is. Moss Book 2 is out this week.
Oh!
So,
I never played the first one.
It's cool.
I have it.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
I bought the disc.
Yeah, I liked it. It's like playing a diorama, like you're a overseer helping the mouse get to it. It's pretty cool. And Road Redemption, whatever that is.
That sounds a lot like that Road Rash ripoff.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Hold on, I'm almost certain that's what that is.
Road Redemption. I think you're right.
What is it? What console is it for?
PS4. Yeah, you're right.
It's already on PS4.
Maybe this is a physical version. I don't know.
But the physical versions existed.
Weird. Why is this coming out this week then? I don't know. Okay. Well, it's listed. Whatever. Switch.
Maybe it's not. Hold on.
No, I just saw it. It's out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Maybe it's a Road Redemption.
It's a redemption of Road Redemption. It's a remaster of a game that was already on the system. That's fine. Whew, man, I just glanced over at the Japanese Switch games. I might have to mention a couple of these, but let's go through the English ones first. Crystar, Ikai, WRC10, the official game, Agent Intercept, Cadian, Meow Meow Land, Richie's Nightmares coming to the Switch this week, Shattered, Tale of Forgotten King, Takeoff, the flight simulator, Wonder Momo's coming to this as well, Broken Pipe, Koromon, Cosplay Love, Enchanted Princess, Glitch Hikers, The Spaces Between, Marble Maid, Red Wings, American Aces, Flat Kingdom, Papers Cut Edition, and Terror Bane. Whew, these games coming to the Japanese Switch. Wow. We've got Kiss Otto, Kiss Will Change My Relation with You. Kiss Bell, Let's Sound the Kissing Bell of the Promise. Hold Me and Snatch My Kiss.
I love that Red Hot Chili Peppers song. Snatch My Kiss.
Snatch My Kiss. Alright. Yeah, that's your releases for the week. Oh, alright. I'm going to pull up the news here. A lot of news going on this week. Godfall was announced as coming to Xbox on April 7th.
Godfall, please Please buy her game.
I guess it's going to be the whole game plus all the DLC for $29.99 introductory price, and then will be $39.99 after that.
That is the one from
The launch, yeah.
Yeah.
The game that was supposedly only possible on the PS5 because of the super fast
There's a PS4
SSD.
version.
There's a PS4
Yeah.
version, there's a PC version, and now there's an Xbox version, so. Rumor FIFA's being renamed. We talked about this in the past, but I guess it's going to be called EA Sports Football Club or EA Sports FC for short. So
Good for them.
Yep, FIFA's no
Everybody
longer...
thinks EA is evil, but FIFA's legit, like, terrible.
Dude, they wanted $1 billion just for the name. $1 billion. Immortals Phoenix Rising is supposedly getting a sequel, and it's currently in development.
Good for them.
Alongside a Prince of Persia 2.5D game, which is in development and may come out before the remake. That remake is kind of in development hell, isn't it?
It's a team that hasn't done anything before, and they shouldn't have been put on a remake.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have announced it for, like, what? They were supposed to come out, like, now, right? In February?
I mean, look, it was announced before pandemic times, but it's a team that also doesn't know what it's doing. No, not saying that these people are incompetent, but I'm saying it's a new development studio that they opened up in India, and they go, here, remake this beloved classic. I can totally understand why it wasn't up to snuff when we first saw it.
Yeah, for sure. The developers of Stalker are moving their operations to the Czech Republic due to what's going on in Ukraine currently.
Yeah, Frogwares has been posting about what's happening in Ukraine because they're from there too.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's almost like people forgot about it because it's not new anymore. But yeah, that shit's still going on. So, CDPR has announced the development of the new Witcher game. This made news. I don't know why, because we knew they were going to do it, and all they've done is announce that they're working on a new game in the Witcher series. It's not like big news. Like, we're talking, what, 2025 at the earliest for that game? So, Netflix has acquired another developer. This time it's Boss Fight Entertainment. They are a mobile developer. Made a lot of games with the word dungeon in them. So, speaking of Ukraine, Epic and Xbox have decided to send the proceeds from Fortnite, I believe I think it's a week, maybe 2 weeks. Like, all of the proceeds from that game during that time frame will go to Ukraine efforts. I guess the first day they did this, it was like $36 million.
Tim Sweeney is a madman.
That's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money. Suicide Squad has officially now been delayed into 2023. Kind of knew that was going to happen, but now it's official. Hey, the Nintendo Switch got an update this week. They finally added folders. Did you make folders?
I did.
I made 2 folders and then realized it took 4 clicks to get to them and was like, this is pointless. Because they're buried 3 menus deep, man.
Yeah, I wish I could. It needs to be. I need to be able to switch back and forth and have that stay.
It needs
You
to
know
be
what I
on my
mean?
home screen.
That too, but
Let me pin my folders to my home screen. Like, what's the point of the folders if I've got to dig, into my game library and then tap another button to bring up the folders and then dig into the folder and then it's just, yeah. Also, it took them 5 years to make folders, just FYI. So, Microsoft reported great Game Pass numbers at GDC. There was all kinds of crazy talk coming out of this, like something like people who have Game Pass Ultimate spend like 40% more money, they pay 50% more games. It was all kinds of crazy numbers, but Game Pass doing really well. So, not to be left out of the subscription models, Rockstar has announced GTA Plus. It's a subscription service for GTA, which is $6 a month. Will launch on March 29th and will include monthly perks. It's kind of bananas.
Not care less.
I mean, it's kind of bananas to me.
Like,
I bet that thing makes a shitload of money, though. I bet you it do. Xbox has announced a new native cloud division headed by Kim Swift. You don't know who Kim Swift is? She was one of the developers on the original Portal. VRR is finally coming to the PlayStation 5 in the next couple of months, which is very exciting for me because VRR has single-handedly kept me from noticing hitches on my Xbox Series X for games that dip below 60. And I don't know how many times I've wished that the PlayStation had it so I could... Ghostwire Tokyo was a big one. Like, if it had VRR, I wouldn't have noticed it nearly as bad, but without it, that game hitches a lot. So, Sony has acquired Haven Studios. It's the newest studio from Jade Raymond. They were currently working on a PlayStation 5 exclusive multiplayer game. Sony went ahead and snatched them up. Also, they haven't shipped a game in a long time. And just FYI, Jade Raymond hasn't shipped a game in a long time.
Yeah. She was working with the Stadia.
Which produced nothing.
Give me a second here. Yeah, her last game was as a SVP Group General Manager, don't know what that means, on Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2017.
And that game launched so well.
Mighty Quest for Epic Loot, she was the executive producer in 2015.
Yeah, we all talk about that game. Right?
Yeah.
Like, her claim to fame was Assassin's Creed, right? Like, she was kind of heading the original...
The producer, yeah.
Yeah, the producer on the original Assassin's Creed. Since then, though, a lot of swings and misses.
Sims Online. Well, no, it's not even that. I wouldn't even say swings and misses. I would say nothing. Because a swing and a miss, Battlefront, maybe Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. I'll even go so far as to add... from 2014, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed Unity, and Far Cry 4. But before that, it's Splinter Cell Blacklist, Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed, and then Sims Online. And those are her games that she's attached to, according to Wikipedia anyways.
Yeah, that's
And everybody's always talking about her, and I don't get it.
I don't either. Like, there are so many more high-profile developers who are putting games out that are really well done, and she's still talked about. I'm like, why? I guess I don't know. It's weird. AMD's FSR 2.0 has been announced. It's coming to consoles, likely in 2023, and it will be included in the Xbox GDK. The developers will be able to take advantage of it straight from the hardware. If you don't know what FSR is, it is a upscaling technique.
Didn't care.
What's that?
I said didn't care.
What makes your games look better from lower resolution. So
I was just doing that to see if I could throw you off.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
Didn't ask.
I'm old.
Didn't care.
Polyphony Digital has put out a statement for upcoming improvements to Gran Turismo after the hoopla that has been happening. Which, by the way, I did log into my game. You have to log into the game to get the credits that they want to give you. Not only do you have to log in, you have to go claim it in like the rewards area. They're giving you a million credits.
That's way more than I thought it was.
And you have to log in before April 25th to claim the credits. So, they're also going to be creating a patch. These updates which will come into effect at the beginning of April, is increase rewards in the events in the latter half of the world circuits by approximately 100% on average. Addition of high rewards for clearing the circuit experience and all gold, all bronze results. Increase of rewards in online races. Include a total of 8 new 1-hour endurance race events to missions. These will also have higher reward settings. Increase the upper limit of non-paid credits in player wallets from 20 million credits to 100 million credits, and increase the quantity of used and legend cars on offer at any given time.
This whole game's just such a scummy thing.
Yeah. Like everything I just said was just like, well, I shouldn't even be thinking about these things. They also said in the future they're going to increase the payout value of limited time rewards as we develop as a live service. Further World Circuit event additions, addition of endurance races to missions, including 24-hour races, addition of online time trials, and awarding of rewards according to the player's difference with the top-ranked time, and make it so that cars can be sold.
That wasn't a thing, yeah. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, you can't sell
It was
your
so
cars.
shitty. It was so shitty before then.
Yeah. This game is a mess, and it's like...
They always are. This is just like, wow, they learned all the wrong lessons. Like, the fact that people are like, this is shitty, and they were like, okay, you're right. We're gonna make it worse. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I booted it up and played a little bit again, and I was just like, man, this game is just, like, so much of it feels just gross. I don't know. Alright, I don't have any other news other than the big one, so if you have anything, now would be the time.
Cliff Blazinski wants to get blown by Kirby.
I don't think that's news.
I mean, look, I don't know why the fuck anyone was thinking that, but he was like, yeah, the mouthful mode, you know he gives good head. It's like, why would you tweet that? On what planet was that going to go over well?
I mean, people talking about it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why some
Hey, remember
people...
when Cliff Blazinski tried to make a bunch of, like, games to compete with popular games and it didn't go over well? I do. I don't remember what the fuck. Lawbreakers and then
Lawbreakers
the other one
was the Overwatch game.
Clone.
And then Radical Heights was the...
Radical Heights.
Yeah, was the Battle Royale game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them were stellar. I want you to know. Alright. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. So it came out this week that it looks like Sony's going to announce Spartacus this week, which makes sense now that
I thought something very mean. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Drew's not here.
Oh, come on. Drew's doing DDP yoga. That boy is fit as a fiddle.
Shit, kicked your ass, yeah.
Yeah. So Bloomberg reported this. It looks like it's going to be announced this week, which makes perfect sense because if they're replacing PlayStation Plus, this is the week they would announce the new games for PlayStation Plus. Mm-hmm. So the timing feels right. The rumors that I've been hearing from credible people, not, the normal morons that just tweet for clout.
My uncle works at Sony and he says...
Yeah, the guys that tweet once a month like, Sony has an event this month. No, wait, it's next month now.
I mean, this is not a full surprise because we have had, this rumor pop up before.
Yeah, so
right? Like,
we heard it from the two, like, if say what you want about Schreier, he's usually correct. He usually doesn't post things that are incorrect. And he was the one that kind of kicked this out. Jeff Grubb, corroborated it and gave us an idea that it's going to be tiered. And now both of them are saying that they've heard that it's likely to be unveiled this week. Not for sure, but likely.
I mean, unveiled and released to the public are two different things, so it's totally possible.
Yeah, I just feel like the timing is right, because like I said, the PlayStation Plus games would be announced this week, I believe on Thursday. So it would make sense for them to do like a little event and say, hey, here's how PlayStation Plus is evolving. Because that's what this is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, from the stuff that's out there, it's going to be a 3-tiered approach. It's going to combine PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now into one service. The rumors kicking around is that it's going to bring in PS1 and PS2 games in addition to PS3.
Well, it would be fucking nice, wouldn't it?
Well, would it if they're streaming only?
No.
That's
Never mind. I take back what I said. If it's streaming only, get fucked.
yeah, it's weird too because like people are kind of calling this the answer to Game Pass, but it's
If
not.
it's streaming, it's not.
But it's also not day one games.
I could forgive that with the catalog that Sony has. I could totally be like, yeah, I could see how it's a worthy competitor. My issue is like, even if they don't have day one games, like with the amount of backlog that they have, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But if it's streaming, man, fuck streaming. I get it. But like most people can't do it all that well.
Yeah, I've toyed with PlayStation Now, and my biggest issue with it is its inconsistency. Like when it works, it's fine. When it hitches, I don't want to play it. Like it don't feel good to play when it's not working properly. Now when it's working properly, it feels good. Like it's nice, but you never get and it's not like I have a funky connection. My PlayStation is hardwired.
Funky Kong connection.
Funky Kong connection. Shit, I'd pay for that. But yeah, it's like I have like 400
Sorry, that's all I can picture. It's just Funky Kong on a slow dial-up.
Like, no, he's got a rotary phone, dude, and he's trying to connect to AOL Instant
He thinks
Messenger.
he's the coolest shit, though, because he thinks it's new tech. Just like everybody's like, I can't break his heart. I can't break Funky's heart.
So let me ask this question, because you're probably the one that's hardest to get on board with this, because you know I'll just fucking pay for it. I'm just dumb.
Yeah.
I'll just pay. What would get you to subscribe to this?
Honestly, like I don't subscribe to PlayStation Plus. I just don't use their online aspect enough. If they made it so you could play PS3 games, download. If they got a working emulator and they were like, hey, you have to pay for a subscription service, so like no, your discs aren't going to work. Fine. But if they're like, but you can play you can play PS3 games and stuff on your PS4, and they have something, that I want to play, that's how you get me on board. But my issue is that's probably not what's going to happen, because it's probably going to be streaming, and I don't want to stream my PS3 games and stuff. Like, no. So I'm a hard sell, I get it. You'd have to have a pretty substantial catalog of like PS1 and PS2 and PS3 stuff to get me on board and not streaming. And like, I know that's not going to happen. So I realize I'm being a picky asshole on this, but I don't see it working as well as Game Pass. And that's not because I just like, love Game Pass or anything like that. I'm not like,
Game Pass just offers a value that's hard to not have it.
yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that makes it successful. It's like you look at it and you go, if I'm even remotely interested in video games, Game Pass is a good deal.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Sony's got to come out with something. Although, I am looking at a tweet that just happened from somebody who does have, some credibility in the industry.
It just says,
I'm not a big fan
fuck
of
James Cameron.
No, so this is Greg Miller.
All right.
And he is saying, it looks like it might be a very interesting week for PlayStation, even if one of the 3 rumors I've heard is true. As such, we're going to delay the recording of PS I Love You until Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
That means something is happening, but what is it at this point?
Yeah, I mean, again, they could just drop the name of their streaming service, and that could be it too, right? Like,
the name wouldn't be enough. We would at least need.
No, they would explain what it is.
Yeah, they need to.
I don't know if they do prices. I can tell you that if they did it, it would be like, we're announcing today, whatever they end up officially calling it, right? And
what do you think it's going to be called? What do you think it's going to be called?
Oh, fucking some PlayStation something stupid.
PlayStation.
They're not gonna keep their. They're not gonna. It can't be now.
What's
Unless
they
they're
call it?
rebranding
PlayStation
now.
Plus Plus.
Ugh. I mean, you're on the right track for stupid. Don't get me wrong.
PlayStation Plus 2. That's Sony's naming convention, right? Just number, so it's PlayStation Plus 2. I don't know. I kind of love that name now that I've said it out loud. Sounds like a boy band. PlayStation Plus 2. I don't know.
I don't know. I just like that's if they don't fully just announce it and like announce a date or whatever. But like I just know not to get like hopes up too much because like I just know that sometimes they announce it and we'll give you more details later on. Like, well, you have my attention now, you stupid fucking idiot.
Well, that's
so
going to be the other. That's going to be the other thing. Like, if they're going to announce it and not drop it this week. Like, does that mean we have to wait until May? Because that's when the next roll of PlayStation Plus would be. You think if you're announcing a new service that you want to hit it when like services are rolling over. So like Netflix doesn't announce like a price change. You know. I
understand that. I don't know. Like it may be like they want to have a better. Like maybe they don't have a lineup right now that's all that great. So they are looking into getting a better lineup or something, right? Like I'm not.
They're trying to get like some, like some big third-party games to like back up the service at launch or something. I don't know. Man, truthfully, what's funny about this is if they knew, like if they were smart enough to know. If they literally just dropped native PS1, PS2, and PS3 back compat, a fuckload of people would just pay for that.
I think even if you honestly like PS3 would be nice, but if you just did PS2 and PS1, I think people would fucking So we're gonna go back now. I have a Model 1. Or Model 2, I should say, PS3. It's still the fat one. It's still got the glossy top with the Spider-Man font and all that stuff. And part of it's like semi-hardware emulation, I believe. So, the first PS3s had like a full PS2 hardware set in it.
Yeah, it had the Emotion engine in it?
Isn't Emotion the PS3?
I thought that was Cell.
That was Cell.
Yeah.
So it had like the full like electronics for a PS2.
Which has the back compat of PS1 in it, so.
Right. And all PS3s have PS1 emulators in them.
Yes.
So that's not an issue. But the PS2 set was, and so it cost a lot of money for a PS3, so they removed the hardware aspect. And there was, I think, minus the semi-hardware, semi-emulation, and then there was one that was just emulation. So, actually, no, sorry. I might have that wrong. Anyways, one came to just emulation. So it was possible to have a PS2 emulator on a PS3. And they never sold it. And I to this day, don't know why. It didn't have like 100% compatibility. I get it. There's some things that just don't run well.
I gotta wonder if it has to do with licensing.
But it has to. It has to. Because to me, it's like, I would love to play, I would have loved to pay, like, even if you asked me for like $50 fucking, I would have paid it to play PS2 stuff on my PS3. The official one, not the one that's sitting next to me that's modded and
I feel like there's a weird gap in, like, I think about this
Logic?
a lot of, I think about this a lot of times when I'm, like, going back to play old games. Like, it's simple for me to play every game up until PS1 Dreamcast era. Like, those. Mm-hmm. Like, I can just play those kind of anytime I want. There's a little part, like, PS2 is not hard to emulate, but it's also not at a point where it's perfect, and also, like, the games are still kind of big.
Yeah, well, the highest size one, I think, is an 8 gig dual layer DVD.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Is like
that's a single game. That's not like multi-disc game. You know
the
what
barrier to entry to play a PS2 game is just high enough that it's not easy to emulate. So it's like I feel like there's a gap from PlayStation 2 to PS3 of being able to, because PS4, Xbox One era is all back compatible, like 99.9% on these new machines.
Well, I can tell you part of the issue is that the fucking cell processor in PS3 is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was a piece of shit.
So,
I mean,
yeah, like that's the reason why most third-party stuff doesn't run as good as it does on Xbox.
Yeah, it was just so much easier to program for it. Even though the PS3 was well more powerful than the Xbox 360, it was just a bear to program for. Just like the Saturn was, just like, and everybody knows.
Oh, Saturn! Oh God, the Saturn couldn't do polygons.
Yeah.
What if we do squares? And it's like, but squares. What do you mean do squares? And like, yeah, we don't make polygons out of triangles, so you have to set one of the sides of the triangles to 0 to make fucking squares to make triangles. And you're like, what?
When you say Sega Saturn, I can literally see the warping Sonic R stages in my brain.
Dude, the Sonic R, like that, there's, John Burton Game Hut on YouTube is a must watch because he's kind of a programming god. And it's a shame that he's left Traveler's Tales, which is the company he started. But he still works on stuff. He's going to be working on like indie stuff, which is exciting because then it means he's not doing Lego stuff anymore. Although he talks fondly about it, but he talked about getting some of the stuff that he did on Sonic R to work. It's fucking insane. Like, I don't know how he got it. Like he's like, yeah, so this isn't possible. So I had to do this, this, and this. You're like, hold on, you just said it wasn't possible.
Yeah, like the Sega Saturn was probably...
It's like transparencies don't work on Sega Saturn. And he's like, so how did I do this effect then? It's like, yeah, how did you do that? And why are you the only one that could do that?
The Sega Saturn was like the pinnacle 2D machine, and they didn't realize 3D was going to be as big as it was. So,
yeah.
And the PlayStation's just like, well, we're going to do triangles. Like, its 2D the PlayStation's 2D capabilities were trash.
Yeah, what was it? Which is the was it Street Fighter? Which
X-Men
Marvel game?
versus Street Fighter.
That's the one that has like it's a terrible port in comparison.
It slows down so badly. Like it's just, ugh. Like even base Sega Saturn ran those games almost like butter, but when you threw in that 4 meg cart, those games were beautiful. But anyway, I just feel like there's a gap.
I don't know. I feel like the problem is like, I get it. It's hard to do. That's the reason why you do it. Like, it wasn't easy for Microsoft to do backwards compatibility, and I realized that part of it was a necessity for them because they're still behind. Mm-hmm. But, they were behind, and so it was an easy way to get goodwill. And you know what? They don't have everything covered. There's still stuff that I think should have been on there that I know they have the rights to. But
clearly there's
it's
an
still
issue
a great.
With
I mean,
not necessarily the
I
licensing.
Can't play Kakuto Chojin.
Well, let's
terrible
not
game.
talk about Kakuto Chojin.
But like, it's just this very weird. Like, I don't fully grasp how Sony hasn't done something similar. Even
Nintendo
even on
did
PS4.
They
started to do that shit on the PS4 where they were like, oh God, what was it?
You talking about the PS2?
The PS2 classics on PS4.
Yeah, there was like 20 of those things or something.
Yeah, and they ran really well and they looked great, and then they stopped doing them.
I gotta pull up the list of that.
All the Jak and Daxter games were there, but the Ratchet and Clank ones never made it. Don't know why. Same with Sly Cooper. Don't know why.
Wow, there was a lot more than 20. Wow, 54 games total.
Still not a lot.
No, it's not a lot.
And
considering
are some of those region sensitive too? Because I have a feeling they're not all.
Japan. All of them are U.S., but Japan didn't get hardly any of them, according to this list. Europe got all except for Eternal Ring.
Oh. Well, sorry there.
Some of them have been
You're welcome.
removed.
Okay, that's why.
The Grand Theft Auto games have been removed.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's
the better versions of them. Oh, okay. It still doesn't seem like a lot because there's so many good games. And like I said, like Jak and Daxter, cool. But then they were like they didn't do one for the PSP Jak and Daxter, the one that ended up coming out on PS2. They didn't do one for the Ratchet and Clank games because again, there was a PSP one that made it to PS2, and like that would have been nice to have a better version of.
Mm-hmm.
And they just chose not to continue on with it. It sucks because like they were really nice versions. They added trophies. I almost said achievements. And yeah, so like, hey, if you only put in, it's great that Dark Cloud's on there. Don't get me wrong, but like.
So the last one released was Ace Combat 5, and that was just because they put it on there to coincide with Ace Combat 6. Before that, the last one that came out was June 26, 2018. It was the King of Fighters collection, the Orochi Saga. That was the last time they did one. And they only did 2 games in 2018. Both of them were King of Fighters. One was King of Fighters 98. The other was...
But that's, you get what you put in, like...
Yeah, they did a lot of these in 2017. They did some in 2016. They started it in 2015. It looks like they did about, 10 to 15 titles per year. That's it.
Yeah, again, like it was you had money in the bag with Ratchet and Clank. You had money in the bag with Sly Cooper. You did Parappa fucking 2. Like, really? Okay, but yeah, God of War, yeah.
Well, God of War I get because they sold that collection.
But on the PS3.
Yeah.
It doesn't play on PS4.
Yeah.
And those the PS3 collections don't run as well as the PS2 on PS4 releases.
They did fucking Fanavision. Like, why? Why?
Like, they did Primal.
I like Primal.
I like Primal too, but let's have this honest discussion.
It's not a good game.
A lot of importance was put on that fucking game, and it's not that good.
Hey, both of the Mark of Kree and the Rise of Rise of Kasai? What's it called?
Yeah.
Those games are not big games.
The Getaway wasn't put on.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Like all these games, they have all the rights to, and they just were like, eh.
Somehow we got Eternal Ring though, because that's the From Software's opus for the PS2.
I don't understand. Wait, is that just because it was like one of the earliest games released that people seem to remember that?
Yeah, but we didn't get Orphan Scion of Sorcery, did we?
I don't know. But it's just like, you had this opportunity now too where it's like, yeah, well, we put Siren on. You could have put Siren 2 on and had it sold worldwide. Like, they didn't do as good of a job with this as they did with the PS3, PS2 classics, and I don't even think they did a great job of there.
No, they've been terrible with their legacy stuff.
And I get it, they don't own the rights to everything, but it's like, you don't own the rights. So when you do a game where like PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, and you're having to pull in characters from third parties, it's like, hey, dummies. Like, I get that you don't own Crash and Spyro, and that's kind of irritating because they were your mascots for a while. But why don't you look at all the other characters you fucking have and do a good job supporting them? Like, when's the last time we had a Sly game? That's what I thought.
The last Sly game wasn't even made by Sucker Punch.
I don't care. It was still good.
I'm just saying, it wasn't even made by Sucker Punch. That's how long ago. Yeah, and that's how much care that Sony gave to it.
The Ratchet and Clank mobile stuff, like the team that did the mobile stuff for on PSP and everything, Ready at Dawn.
Yeah.
They get a game and it's they made that fucking The Order. It's like, why would you have them do that? Give them a series that somebody else doesn't want to work on anymore. Like, I don't remember who did the last Jack and Daxter game, but like, have that team make more. Clearly, Naughty Dog doesn't want to.
Somebody make a Jack and Daxter game besides Naughty Dog?
Hold on. Jack and Daxter series. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which one was it?
Give me a second. I'm looking it up.
Oh, I'm trying to fill air because I don't want it to just be dead air.
Okay, so we have... So, High Impact... Ready at Dawn made Daxter.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, and High Impact Games made Lost Frontier, which is the last Jack and Daxter game.
What was that on?
PSP.
Okay. That
Also
explains
PS2 later on.
You say Naughty Dog did the main three, Jack 1, 2, and 3, and combat racing.
Yeah, and combat racing. High Impact is the one that did Ratchet and Clank Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank. Then they did Lost Frontier. And then they got stuck on other shit, and it's just like, this was a team that they should have, if Sony was smart, they would have bought, but they let this team go defunct in 2012. Because, like, they ended up having to do license stuff. And it's just like, you know, you have all these properties, you do nothing with them. It's the same with Nintendo, but Nintendo's at least willing to go back to the well now and then.
I mean, Nintendo eventually did give us some legacy games on the Switch, and we're getting 64
games.
They
released Star Fox. They released Star Fox 2. Star Fox 2. I mean, people are horny for Crystal. It's weird.
Dude, people are horny for everything.
I suppose, yeah.
I was looking through From Software's backlog, and some of these games are just weird.
Nothing's weirder than Adventures of Cookie and Cream, though.
I don't know. Monster Hunter Diary Poca Poca Iru Village DX for the Nintendo 3DS was made in between Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3.
Okay, maybe you win. I don't know. Adventures of Cookie and Cream is so cutesy, though. At least Monster Hunter's like in the same vein of
no.
monstery shit.
No. No.
Oh no, I don't like that. No.
I want you to look at that. That is the game.
Oh, please God, don't. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, that is right up there with Cookies and Cream.
Yep.
Holy shit.
That is...
These big fucking... oh, God. They look like Animal Crossing villagers.
Yeah, that was made in between Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Is it like Animal Crossing? Oh, God. Now I have to find out.
It's a spin-off installment in the Monster Hunter series developed by From Software for the PSP. Yeah, I don't know what exactly.
No, it's more like you command the little feline characters. I don't think these are the same ones from later on.
Still, look at that.
That is something.
Oh, yeah, I forget that From Software was a huge Xbox developer for a while.
Ninja Blade,
Steel Battalion.
Rest in peace, Steel Battalion.
Tenchu.
I like Tenchu Z.
There was also Shadow Assault Tenchu.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. And they did a lot of Xbox stuff there in 2007, 2009, that time. Weird. You go back and look at their PS1 output, and it's all like, oof.
Armored Core.
Yeah, but there's also Echo Knight and Shadow Tower.
Echo Knight and Shadow Tower, yeah. And then, Kingsfield.
1, 2, and 3.
And then there's 4 on the PS2, as well as, the other one that you mentioned that's in the same.
Oh, Eternal Ring, Evergrace.
No, they did Shadow Tower and they did a Kingsfield on the PS2. Both of those games, and like, you asked me to point out what the differences between those two. I don't fucking know.
Shadow Tower Abyss.
And From Software, did they not do 3D Dot Game Heroes too? Published by Atlas, but I'm pretty sure that's them.
No. According to this list, no. Their first PlayStation 3 game was Enchanted Arms.
Oh God, I didn't realize that was them.
Armored Core 4, Armored Core 4 Answer.
Oh, sorry, it was published by From Software in 2009. The 3 Dot Games Heroes. It was published by From Software originally.
Gotcha. Man, they made a shitload of Armored Core games for PlayStation 3. Damn.
Holy shit. Okay, so Silicon Studio is the team that did 3D Dot Game Heroes.
Have they ever done another game?
Bravely Default.
Wow.
Bravely Second End Layer. Wow. Okay. They have a pretty good run. I don't even know the rest of them, but those are 3 really good games.
Yep.
And yeah, they work with Mistwalker quite a bit.
So go back to the PlayStation Spartacus. What are you willing to pay if they gave you what you wanted? You willing to pony up the $15 a month? That is,
you know what?
Pass
That's
Ultimate?
if that is the price they have, and it's download games, and it's back, PlayStation 3, 2, 1. I'll even settle for 2 and 1. Let's even go lower. $15 is fine. Now, to be fair, personally, I have all that stuff on a PS3 hard drive, so it's a little harder to grab me with that stuff. But hey. You know what? Like, if they're adding a bit of, or making it run better or whatever, sure. I don't know, man. Like, it's really going to be really hard to grab me with that fucking concept.
What would you pay for the streaming?
Oh, nothing. I'm not going to stream video.
You're not going to stream? Nothing?
No, it's pointless for me.
What if it was the entire PS1 and PS2 back catalog, but streaming? Would you?
No, because I would still not be able to play it well. It's like saying, what if you had this buffet of all your favorite foods, but you couldn't taste them? Oh.
No,
Thank you.
You can taste them, they just don't taste as good.
Oh. Yeah, they all unfortunately taste like cabbage. Oh,
see, now you pulled out the
hard
cabbage, though. That's unfair.
But what I'm saying is, it's like, it's not
it's more equivalent. It's more equivalent to, like, you ordered a gourmet burger, but it tastes like McDonald's.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, fine. Regardless, no, I'm not. I would not return to that venue to purchase food.
To purchase.
But I just don't see the value in that, anyways. Like,
what about the rest of the stuff? Like, what else would it take? If I knew it was going
to taste like.
What else would it take to get you to subscribe? Like, let's say it's streaming PS1, PS2, PS3 games. Like, of the other stuff that they're offering. Like, you don't subscribe to PlayStation Plus because you don't play online. I get it. But like,
and they don't offer, like, I'll just buy the game rather than investing a bunch of money, you know what I mean, into something that I'm not going to use too often.
What if they start doing like Game Pass and they're adding third-party games day and date? Like, what if that's the thing?
Well, I mean, as long as they're not offering stuff that's going to be on Game Pass, right? Because that is another thing with third-party stuff.
There's no way they could do that because the license would somebody's not going to license.
I don't know how the license. Yeah, I don't know how the licenses work. Where it's if there's a no compete or whatever. So, but what I'm saying is, like, if they had something I wanted to play, maybe, like if it was a PS4 game and they were like, yeah, day and date for something I was interested in, maybe I do that, then buy the game, sure. But I just haven't put the amount of thought into this because, like, the reality is, like, I just don't think it's going to be a good service. I'm not trying to shit on Sony unfairly. It's just I know I've used PlayStation Now. I kind of have an idea of their infrastructure for this type of thing. It's not great.
It's not very good, yeah.
So, like, I have very little interest.
I'm just interested to know, like, man, why are they not putting the day-and-date games in? I get why they're not, but, man, that would immediately sell everybody. Fuck the day-and-date.
Hey, fucking put your goddamn God of War game that you sell for $10 on the goddamn service.
Yeah, them taking their own games off of PlayStation Now
fucks.
is weird. Yeah. I don't get that at all. It's like, when you put a game in there, just leave it the fuck in there. Like, why do you take it out? It's just so weird to me.
Greed.
Yeah, Sony is... Yeah, $70 games, dropping stuff out.
I get, like, look, I get not wanting to put a game in right away. Sure, fine. That's a Microsoft decision. Sony doesn't want to do it. I get it. Not leaving God of War when you're selling it for $10 on the frequent sales that you have.
Yeah. I can buy God of War for less than a month of your service.
Yeah, so just put it on there. You've already devalued it.
Exactly. And you've left up those PlayStation Plus games for PS5 members, like the Plus collection. That shit is still there. You remember that when they gave like 20 games away? That's still there. Like you can just go grab those games like if you haven't already.
Huh. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get their method. Maybe I'm just not big-brained enough. I don't know.
Dude, I'm not big-brained enough, that's for sure. I'm not.
Oh, that wasn't in question.
Well, thanks. Like, that's what I always find funny about people on Twitter. They're like, I don't understand why Sony does this. I'm like, that's because you work at Burger King. Like, that's why you're not like an investment person. Like, I don't claim to know as much as what these people are doing. Like, so I don't question it. Like, I get why they do everything they do. But, like, I just find it funny when they're like, I don't know how this... Like, how many people do you see on Twitter is like, Game Pass is not sustainable? Motherfucker, you ain't the CEO of Microsoft.
Yeah, trust me, they have more money than you can count.
But not only that, if it wasn't sustainable, at some point, they would shut it off. And, like, this shit has clearly been making money somewhere. Because you don't just run a business without profit for like 5 years. You just don't do that.
I mean, let me tell you about a company called Intellivision.
Yeah, but they haven't actually put a product out, so that's different.
I just want to get my dig. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the thing. Like, they're so just not willing to give anything away that I'm like, I don't know if I have an interest in whatever Sony's offering. Yeah, like, or going to offer, I should say.
I don't know. I guess maybe we'll find out this week and we can talk about it next week.
They'll be like, hey, give us $20 a month and I'll give you games from 5 years ago, and then they reach into their pocket and a quarter, a nickel.
No, you pay them you pay them $20 a month, and Jim Ryan will call your house and be like, "You don't want to play Gran Turismo? It looks like shit."
Yeah, the new one. Ooh, shit!
Who wants to play this? Looks like trash.
PlayStation 1 Classic.
Yeah.
It's announced after. Fuck you, Jim.
Oh, alright. That's all the news I have.
We stretched that out.
I don't have any emails. I only have one tweet. The tweet comes from David.
We don't have any good insights anyways. So.
No, David says
No one's made it this way through. We stopped listening to each other halfway through this. Let's be honest.
I don't know if I fully understand his question. So I tweeted, says, tell us what you think about Spartacus. When it gets announced. He says, I'm starting to stack services. What if it's a no-brainer?
I'm assuming he's talking about, like, I don't know. I actually don't know I don't know what that means. I'm running on small brain energy right now.
I was gonna say, did I miss a tweet or something?
No, I like, when he's saying stack services, I assume he means, like...
PS Plus and PS Now.
Yeah, oh god, that took it in a different direction than I thought. I thought he meant, like, maybe trying to save money in ways of, like, bundling... Man, I don't know. Again, we've created this monster, this streaming world, and it's just terrible.
You think? It's like cable all over again.
I pay for two services, 3 services, and they're not streaming. Well, it's not. I was just like, oh, okay, hold on, let me think. I pay for YouTube because, God, I cannot do ads, and I realize, oh, just get an ad blocker. No, and they cut off benefits. Like, when I was on American internet through my work, don't ask, like, at Lowe's, like, it was very weird, because, like, apparently it goes through like North Carolina or something first. So like I got all these weird benefits, and I was like, what? It would allow me to minimize YouTube and look at other stuff on my phone. That's not a thing that we just have in Canada.
That's not a thing we have here either.
I don't know how I did it at work. That doesn't make any sense because I was logged into my own account. So
Yeah, on your phone, if you try to like close your phone or close that, like
you don't close it. You just minimize.
You just minimize it. It'll stop playing the audio.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the thing you have to pay for YouTube Red here.
so
for.
somehow I had that with only at work. So anyways, I was like, oh well, you know what? I found out that like if I paid for it, I got that as well as ad blocking. And I was like, fuck it, sure. Yeah, they wanted like $10 a month or whatever it was, and I was just like, you know what? I watch a lot of YouTube. Fuck it, sure. It was worthwhile for me. The only other things I pay for are Nintendo online. I barely use it, but like I pay for a family plan, so my friend uses it more. And
All right. We took a break for 2 seconds. I don't even remember what you were talking. You were talking about your
I was
services.
talking about just the services. Like I don't pay for the Nintendo. I barely use it, and then I pay for Game Pass, and that's it. I just don't. I don't know. Like everything is such a nightmare of a services, and it's just like I don't feel like I need everything, and I just don't want to pay into them anymore to watch like one show on this and
Dude,
one
I
show on that. And
I have terrible FOMO about that stuff.
I lack that now.
I have every streaming. I think that we just canceled Discovery Plus because it's coming to HBO, which I already have. We tried to cancel Paramount. I was just going to renew it to watch Halo when it was done. But when I went to cancel it, they offered me 2 months for the price of one, so I just kept it for the 2 months. Which, by the way, I did watch Halo. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Episode 1.
No, we don't have Paramount.
Oh, that's right.
Like that's another thing too. Like fuck everybody. Like theft, motherfucker. Netflix. Oh, sharing passwords is bad. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that, which is funny because they tweeted about sharing passwords a few years ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, things change.
The only streaming service that I have that I don't pay for because I share a password with somebody is Peacock. And I'm gonna be honest with you,
Yeah,
if I didn't get a password for it, I would not pay for that one.
I got that. Yeah.
But yeah, I subscribe to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, which I would cancel if I didn't get the shipping. I would totally cancel that one.
Most people would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't even have Amazon Prime. I just don't.
I have the Disney bundle.
I don't have the patience.
I have the Disney bundle, which has Disney, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
That one's not. I just count that all as Disney at this point, really, because like it is. It's all Disney.
Yeah. And then I have
like
HBO.
I think most of that stuff comes to Disney Plus in Canada, like the weird Pam and Tommy thing.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think
watch
that's just
that.
on Disney.
I don't need to.
Why would you?
I don't need
but
to watch a documentary about a sex tape. I'm good.
Documentary, it's not even a documentary.
Sorry, not a documentary, a reenactment of
Yeah,
whatever the fuck. I don't. Fuck that.
a dramatization of it.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
Yeah, so
I fucking pay for PlayStation Plus. I never play online.
I stopped giving a shit about the games they were giving out.
I never play any of the
just buy
games they
them.
give me.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, why am I paying for this?
I still have
The only
paid
time-
for it.
The only time I paid for it was to play the Far Cry 5 arcade stuff. Because the guy had made all the levels of GoldenEye.
Dude,
That's it.
I have subscribed to PlayStation Now twice for a year. And I have maybe played 2 hours total of PlayStation Now. Because I didn't think it was very good. I just kept revisiting it to see how it was. And I paid for it for 2 years. 2 separate years.
Yeah. I paid to digitally rent Saints Row 2 on my Vita, just to see how that worked.
Oh, I forgot they let you do that.
Yeah.
That was a weird time. Like, I don't even rent movies. Like, I'm at the point where I'll just wait till it's cheap enough that I can just buy it.
Yeah.
Because it's like $6 to rent it, and I don't want to pay $6 when I could just own it for $10 in like a month or two. So,
I rented Basketball once. That was it.
dude, I own that digitally, motherfucker. Oh, they added the G.I. Joe movie just to digital, like the 87 movie.
The one that they were going to kill off a bunch of G.I. Joe characters, and then they were like, never mind, because a bunch of people were angry.
Dude, the line that they just add at the end of the movie where it's like, and Duke's okay. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, he fucking died, dude. He got a snake in the heart. He's dead.
Look in the heart.
Like, he is fucking dead, dude. No. And it's like, it's just a one-off line at the end of the movie. Like, you hear him like, we won. Oh, and Duke's gonna be okay. You bastards. Yeah, they finally put that up, so I had to pick that up and watch it. And it's actually widescreen. It's not 4K, but it is widescreen.
Well, it was supposed to be... Oh, God. That's a long yawn. That was supposed to be a theatrical release, I think. If it wasn't...
The Transformers one did make it into theaters, but...
Yeah, I know that one did. I think that was supposed to as well. There's a long-ass story about it.
Yeah, it's...
how they changed it last minute and stuff.
Shout Factory is the one that is putting it out, so I was just happy that they put it so that because I have the DVD, but I have to pull it out of my fucking storage and watch it whenever I want to watch it. That and the last movie I'm waiting for is Who Am I? Jackie Chan's Who Am I? Which I don't think is ever going to get released digitally because it's has to do with the rights between the company that made it and all that shit. So
yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, I watched Halo. I thought it was pretty good. People are pissed because he took his helmet off. I'm like, y'all don't read the books, do you? Motherfucker takes his helmet off all the time.
Yeah. Also, whatever you imagined underneath wasn't going to ever be as good as what they could give you.
No, it's never going to be it.
I'm going to explain this using a movie, and I'm going to have to maybe spoil the movie a bit. So, hey, if you don't want to be spoiled on the movie Oblivion starring Tom Cruise, no, it has nothing to do with the video game. Stop listening here, I suppose, because this is where this podcast is basically ended and veering off into Crazy Town. That movie is really good. Till the end, and you go, oh, they showed the fucking alien. And I'm like, you should have not shown me that. Like, I could have done without that, because, like, it was never going to be as good as whatever I was picturing in my head.
No. Nothing ever pays off the way you want it to. And
like, everybody was upset about Bird Box because, oh, they didn't show the creature. You don't. Trust me, you don't want to see the creature. It's not going to pay off. The idea of it not having anything there is that it plays off of everybody's fear, not just a fear. If you're not afraid of the enemy or whatever, like the villain of a horror movie, then that horror movie kind of doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they don't show stuff. Or they show... Like, that's the reason why... Like, Signs is scary up until the point you see the alien, and then you go, huh.
No, I shit my pants when I saw it, but I'm terrified of aliens.
No, well, the reason why I say that is, like, dude, when you see the fucking underneath the door...
Oh,
it's
yeah.
way scarier when you see the alien.
When I saw the reflection in the TV, though, I about shit my pants.
Yeah, but then again, you're seeing them in brief glimpses. Like, that's scary. They're not revealing it outright. Because when you see them in the living room, you go, oh.
I will admit that once they're circling each other in the living room fighting, it's not as scary. But I'm still terrified of aliens, so that still scared me. Like, I'm afraid of the Greys. Sorry.
Alright.
That's like one of my fears.
You were a coast-to-coast guy, weren't you?
But I do, like, I'm obsessed with it, but I'm also terrified by it.
Well,
Whereas I'm terrified of snakes, but I'm not. I
used to watch Disappeared, because, like, the idea of just disappearing was scary to me, like, without a trace type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh.
Somebody just blinks off the map and you have no idea what happened to them.
like I wasn't afraid of going missing, because that's weird.
You know that actually happened in my family? My mom's sister disappeared.
Story time.
Like,
Really?
yeah, like she disappeared, I don't know how many years ago it was, and like she'd never been heard from, never was. Like until my mother passed, she'd looked for her a couple times, they never found her.
Dude, like that shit's
It's creepy, right?
like I remember one episode where they were like talking to the woman that disappeared, and I was like, "What?" And like she's just like, "Yeah, so like I don't really remember it," and she just went into like a fugue, is what they call it, state.
Mm-hmm.
And she just it was like body was on autopilot.
That's
she
worse
talked
than
to
not
people,
knowing where you were going.
She talked to people and stuff, and she's just like, yeah, like, I don't remember any of that. But, like, yeah, eventually she just, like, woke up one day. And I was just like, what?
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah. Dude, disappeared from Discovery, ID, Discovery, or on Discovery or whatever. It was just a fucked up show of, like, all my worst fears. And then sometimes it'd be, like, one where you're like, clearly this person has killed him, and they're just doing the show to make it very obvious who killed this man.
Yeah, that's one of the things that drove me nuts about watching Unsolved Mysteries. I'm like, I'm not going to get an answer.
Yeah, I mean, the
never
new
gonna
Unsolved Mysteries were pretty obvious, usually.
Well, yeah, but still, you're pissed at the end. You're like, what happened?
I wonder what happened to this man's mother. Here's the ex who keeps her ashes in a box. Huh. I'm gonna say it's him.
Yeah, probably. Alright, that's all I got for this week. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at N4G Podcast. If you want to follow us, I'm at ZTGD. Anthony's a complacent robot. You can also follow the site at ZTGD Content. Shoot us emails to the podcast, podcasts@ztgd.com.
Drew's doing something.
Control.
Phoenix down.
Control. Phoenix down. Control. First episode is up. Rendering the video crashed my PC twice, made me paranoid.
Nice.
But I did eventually get it rendered and out the door, so yeah, they're playing Control. I gotta give him credit for his tagline for the first episode. That was good.
What is it?
Redacted is back for a new series with Redacted as we enter the FBC to Redacted.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty good.
The voice that's in Control, the thing that speaks to you, the board.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that stuff still is great. More Control, please.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2, then Control 2.
Make more Control, less Crossfire X, please.
Hey, look, get your bank and then put that money towards the Crossfire. It's one of the most popular games. Is it?
Maybe. So is Roblox, that doesn't make it good.
Yeah. Roblox looks way better than Crossfire. At least Roblox is, like, creative to some extent. You know?
Yeah. So is Dreams,
like,
but nobody's playing that.
Yeah, Media Molecule needs to realize that, like, they just want to make game engines and just do that.
Yeah, they keep trying to put out these creation tools that, like, nobody uses. And it's not like they're not impressive. They're extremely impressive. Oh, we did get a tweet last week about, when we were talking about how the show ends and, like, nobody knows where we are, and I told them the Bakak was up their ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw John respond.
He said he knew where it was now. He was happy that he knew where it was from, so that's good. But yeah, that's all I got. Nothing else. Peace out, Bursers.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G Podcast.
It's me, Mario.
$0.
This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat.
I've always lived in anger.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.